Okay, sorry, I didn't mean to break that real quick right there at the very end, but I wanted to show you guys. I've had these for like 2 weeks. I forgot that I bought them, but these are Szechuan pepper kernels. Now there's a couple types of them, and you know I don't know what to expect out of these. So, but I'm gonna add them into my rice the way I'm making it. Hopefully, add some more essence of whatever. So guys, real quick, sorry, I know that's a big thing. I made a big video about watch all the people in that last quart, how they always go like this. But man, this smells like I just opened like a bag of weed. I'm not serious, or I am serious. Like the fragrance off this is insane. It almost feels like it's sprayed. I hope it's not fake, because it literally smells like you could just put this in a pot, in a potpourri, and just lightly heat it. I'm sure it would smell really good, because I threw this in the oil because I have garlic and stuff. I'm making my rice right now as I'm cooking, and man, these just started instantly popping. So I know that they are not temperature. They're not good for high temps. You know, the oils are really volatile, is what I'm saying. So here you go. Here's the ending. Sorry, so just so you guys know what I'm doing, making rice, and then I got all this chicken. I'm about to marinate. I gotta separate them out. This is like 4 days, 4 servings. So I'm gonna get these going. That is what I am doing. Don't worry, I will be back. Okay, sorry to also stop it and start like one of the best moments of the piece. So anyways, I want to show you what I got going here with this chicken. I got it for $6.50. You know, I've been wanting to do these Walmart hauls, you know, where it's just me. I don't have a family, but I go in there and I like buy a whole fucking cart and like you just see me. I buy a box of fucking marshmallows and like 20 fucking boxes of cans and you like nothing, like one vegetable. You know. Anyways, but. So, like, you know, the frugal type of cooking thing, me. So I never eat out except for McDonald's. That's it. And then when I'm with my family, which is a treat. So that's just me. I don't even DoorDash. That's another story. You know, so I like to, it's not that I like to cook my food. I don't like people touching my food, okay? So anyways, I got 8 chicken thighs here. I got them for $6.50, reasonable price. It's like the cheapest protein. And so what I got in here, I got some... fish sauce I put in all of them. I put some of the Szechuan peppers. I put real pepper kernels. I put garlic powder. I put, or sorry, not garlic powder. I put garlic bits, those dried garlic bits, onion powder. I put meat tenderizer, a little bit of rosemary and oregano and thyme. That actually is clashing with the flavor with the Asian, but whatever. I put it in there. So fish sauce, and then I had these 99-cent soy sauces that were really expensive. They were like $5. I don't know why they were clearancing them out, but for 99 cents. So I bought a couple of them. They ended up being real good. I've been using them for marinades and stuff. So I have them all here, two breasts in each one. Also with this other just really also cheap soy sauce that I was just on clearance. And so whenever I see soy sauce or fish sauce on clearance, there's like a different type of fish sauce and soy sauce I use for eating, but for marinating, you know, kind of like cooking wine and drinking wine. You know, so I'll buy all that stuff, especially if I can get it for cheap. So I like to separate it in these 2 bags because it's real easy. And you can mush it around sometimes. Like when I do a large batch and I have a huge batch, what happens is that everything will settle to the bottom. So though you are marinating and you try to pull out all the air, only the pieces at the bottom really get that marination. And then you have to constantly turn it, and that's usually what I do. And then like when I want to cook with one, I have to pull the one out from the bottom. So I usually put some other stuff in here, but I avoided all the citrus because what that does actually, the citrus is good to put on right away, but even if you leave it in there for a day, it's gonna start eating at the protein. It makes the protein really, really tough. So anyways, the stuff I have in here, you know, I can just take it out, put it in the grill, but I also like to put a dry rub on it. It's basically like almost, I have this dry rub. It's like everything mixed into one. It's like $10, but it's just really good. I put it on everything. And so I just put it on there. I add whatever extra stuff I want to add, but that gives it that nice crust, and then I bake it. So I got my rice. I got this. I got a Caesar salad, which I hope my lettuce is still good because it's just been sitting there in my refrigerator forever. And just some of the shopping stuff. The romaine lettuce has been hard to get. Everything, even cilantro, has been hard. Everything in the winter, and I noticed this winter has been really hard to get. So it's like when they get something, it's like it's you got to buy it there. Or like cilantro, it kind of sucks because that goes bad very quickly. And then if you're trying to use it every day, what happens is you'll just buy an amount that you'll use. Even if you buy a lot, if you don't use it all, then it goes bad. And then you go back to the store and they don't have any more for a while. And there's different types of cilantros too. I'll just say, like, in general, like if you're gonna go to a high-end market, though they may sell like a better quality cilantro, it's not the cilantro that I'm trying to eat. So it's kind of like the thing with Asian basil, which I'll just say Americans do not eat at all, and then regular like Italian basil, which is good, Genoese basil. But I'll just say the Asian basil is completely different, and that's the flavor I'm looking for. And I've even used it to make Italian dishes. I actually prefer the Asian basil in Italian dishes as well. On pizza and pasta, I used it before. I was like, man, this tastes way better than American basil. So here we go. Here's the ending of it. green lettuce is gone. I didn't even open the bag. It was all the way in the back of my refrigerator. I pulled it out, and it was like a molded popsicle. So what I have here, I have some old baby bok choy left over and some old broccoli, and it's still decently good. But what I'm doing here's like a vegetable secret. I'll just say, no Asian eats vegetables like an American. Okay, we just essentially eat everything just raw and fresh, and like 80% of our diet is like vegetable based or coming from that. It's completely different than American diet. So anyways, but what I'm saying, so secret with vegetables, like especially these baby bok choys, not so much the broccolis, but they're not bad, but to soak them in water to crisp them up, and then what you do is right before you cook them, you'll drain it and spin it, and man, they will be so much more crispy and lively when you cook it. Even with very fresh vegetables, I still do this. So that's a vegetable secret, and I'll just say it works amazing with green beans and snow peas too. Just finished too, guys, so I want to show you this is how it looks like. This is, I mean, you guys have seen the very end, but essentially a big part of my secret is to stir it, and you got to have a fan blowing on it so that one, it slows down the cooking and also evaporates all this moisture. I had the exact amount of liquid in here, by the way, and then so you can eat it, but then also immediately cover it back up. And this is what I'm saying, this is how you get the rice, to constantly stir it, but when you want to recook it, it will just be so easy and perfect for fried rice. And so those Szechuan kernels, I'm noticing, I put it in everything. I might not use it as much. They're really like extremely floral, not the kind of flavor I'm looking for. So sorry I keep pausing it, but I put the stuff in the chat so you guys can go listen to these pieces as well. I imagine the audio is not that great, you know, coming from there, coming through here and streaming through. But I want to update you on my chicken. You see, I like these small ones because I can more move the juice around just two pieces and get it real nice and even. And I got a timer on because though the marination time for the first batch is not ideal at all, I put at least 30 minutes, but here, look, I know I'm going to sit here and talk for an hour. And like I said, if you watch my other previous live streams, I'm a person that I'm willing to wait a really long time. I'm talking like 2 hours for my food to come out perfectly and so I can eat it right away. And that's what I'm saying. I'm even dissatisfied when I order food, especially if I'm going to pay like $50, that if my food does not arrive at my plate within the same minute that it is off the dish, it's not worth that $50. Because that's why I cook at home. Because every food, pizza, it tastes completely different when you're eating it right out the oven, you know. And anyway, so that's what I'm talking about. That's the pleasure of cooking, and I can make it my way. I like my stuff very particular. Like everybody likes their food certain way, so I like my food my way, and it's no place usually makes it. So anyways, here we go. I don't know which one to eat. They all look good. I'll probably just choose one, but I'm gonna definitely let these marinate more. Toss the other ones. You know what's good about this is, with the marination, is you want to let stuff marinate for at least 24 hours and then freeze it. You don't want to do the marination and then just throw it in the freezer right away. And what I'm saying, I've had chicken like this last, you know, I'll just say it'll start taking up some flavors of your refrigerator, so I wouldn't leave it in there too long. But I'm just saying it will last in your refrigerator good for like 2 weeks. You know, if you marinate it and freeze it. And what I'm saying is, so that's like I make these. I don't have to eat them all right away. I have other like protein choices, and then whenever I do want to just eat one of these, I pull it out and I let it de-thaw. That's the other thing is to never you cannot rush the thawing of meat. You know, essentially, if you have fresh fish or fresh meat and you let it de-thaw naturally in like room temperature one time, okay, not these cycles of refreezing, putting back a little bit, and then refreezing that, and then because I'm just saying some places do that. I've worked at restaurants. It's disgusting. I just don't even want to talk about some of the restaurants I've been to. It's disgusting, and it doesn't even matter if it's a mom and pop shop, way small or really expensive one. You're getting paid salary. It's fucking disgusting. Every single fucking chef smokes, and you know, whatever, if you smoke or whatever, but that's just disgusting. Do you see any nurse smoke and then try to go get blood from your veins? No, and they ban that shit. So it should be the same exact thing with your food. And I see it the same exact way. And that's just always the most disgusting thing. You have all these chefs going out there just always in the back smoking. It's like you can have all these valet cars and then you just always around the corner, you just smell all the fucking smog of smoke of all the crappy chefs in the back just smoking behind there, and then your dish comes out. You know, same thing with haircuts. So that's why I do not cut my hair. I'm like Kim Jong-un. I cut my own hair. I do not trust any motherfucker to cut my hair. And plus, one, they cannot cut my hair. No one has the skill except black people to cut my hair. Okay, because I'll just say white people don't have hair like this. You know, and every time they do cut it, they're like, oh my God, it feels so different. It's so thick and full, and I wish it was like a girl's or something. And anyways, I'm not getting so much into that. There's things that are desirable about their hair too, like curliness. I'll just say I have very straight hair. So I've always thought a little curl would look cool. But I'm glad I don't have that curl because I don't want to look like one of these TikTok fags having that. I don't even know what the fucking haircut is called now, but it's like some fucking stupid chili bowl. It's the worst haircut that's coming around now. This is like the newest haircut I'm seeing. Like little kids, it's like a mullet, but like what women get when they want to be taken really serious with no emotions in a business setting, and they have just that square and a very flat bang. So boys are getting that, but then they have it completely squared off like a mullet. It's not dirty anymore how it looked like in the 80s mullet. It's like a really clean mullet to represent AI and the modern contortions of modern society, you know, being nice clean lines. I think it looks fucking stupid as shit. So anyways, back to leg encouragement, Opus 34. quick, you know, people who play guitar, like band members and writers of the band Eagles, do you hear how clean the playing is? There's none of this bullshit in any of the playing. That sound, you know, anytime you're hearing that sounds like this, because you fucking suck and you have terrible fucking technique, Eagles. All right, you're nothing compared to this motherfucker. Nothing compared to anything I fucking do with my left motherfucking foot. You know, so fuck you guys. Okay, guys, that sounded like the ending of the piece. It was really big, and this is a private playlist which I have. It's a pretty old playlist, but I got a few hundred songs on there, so I will feature some of the songs which I have on this playlist throughout my streams, because if you notice, one, I just very recently made a playlist public, which is excuse me, essentially just like the rock music, whatever, just the popular music which I enjoy, the stuff I grew up on, which is a lot of just rock and stuff, 90s type stuff. But this one has obviously a lot. It's classical shit, is what I'm saying. It's a classical playlist. So. Anyways, here. simultaneously interchangeable also with Alcon's Second Sonata. That's why I always mix them together, because it's like the same piece, you know, and they both sustain on one note. And if you go look at the way they develop the harmonies, they essentially transpose into each other. You know, it's very interesting. I was telling a friend that he was like, "Why don't you explain this to me, Eric?" And I just had to do a recording. I was like, "Just look how similar you can easily." Same thing with the cadenza. And then it's very just also similar to the Schubert. That's why I like these pieces, because they feel like they're all the same pieces. It simply changes. You know, in the list it's C, and then at Alcon it's B natural or C flat. You know, and then the Schubert, instead of being on one of the major or minor thirds, it's on the root. So, but yeah, I want to take a break. Now I think I played for about 30 minutes or something, so I mean a break from the playing is what I'm saying. And I'm going to move some of the stuff that I thrifted today in here and yesterday, because I did not show you guys my Xbox 360. You know, here's just the straight up plain deal, man. I need money, okay? And I'm not saying I don't need money to buy like BS stuff, but I mean, of course, I'll buy DVDs and stuff. I get like the Cars VHS, you know, and spend $1,000 on that. But what I'm saying, I guess I should start tagging this stuff here. You know, I'm just really not hip with that. I'm gonna get hip with that. Okay, so just be on the lookout. But you know, to donate me a coffee, or you know, donate to my PayPal. I don't know why, like in here you can't like thank me or whatever. I see some other people get like thanks in their streams and stuff. And I don't know how this stuff works on TikTok too, because I noticed some people have these streams where you give them roses and stuff, and they got like darts, and you can try to like knock stuff down. It's just I guess when you really want to just numb out, you can watch some stuff like that. But I've seen it, don't necessarily enjoy it. But what I'm saying is I see people making money like that. So I'm not trying to make money from the streams like that. I'm trying to get peer donations. Again, some things that which I need. I need someone to help me fix the transmission and do the rest of the suspension, the front suspension for my 2001 Honda EX Coupe manual. It's blue. It's got everything with the sunroof and the spoiler. It did not come with the wheels when I bought it, but I have Integra GSR wheels, and I eventually found the original EX wheels. So I have 2 sets of wheels for this car. Actually 3 sets if you count the ones that are on there, just Steely's. So I need help with that, okay? Help with the paint job too. If anybody wants to do that, it's other Civics are way worse, but I'm just saying it'd be nice if it was like new. Someone could do it. On the other thing, I need a new full exhaust for my Mazda. It's just like rusted out and rattling, and I have it just hanging there by the rubbers. No joke, I'm not lying. It's like when you put the car in and you change from park into to gear, it's like you can hear it like mate onto the part. It's like literally perfectly broken. So around one of the joints. And anyways, the siding for my garage, if it's just like a 40 by 40 foot building, and I already got a new roof on there. So I got a new roof. I need new siding. Okay, that a fence. Okay, does anybody want to come help me build a privacy fence, like a nice one? I had a lot of people come out here and they just quoted me so much how much the supplies were at Home Depot. I was like, man, I could just do. I'll help you. I could do it myself. It's just about laying the post down and getting even. A lot of stuff. It's like when you have 2 hands to do, especially framing type construction, it makes all the difference between doing it by yourself. So anyway, so that's what I'm saying. I need the fence, and like I said, I got a whole separate lot. They demolished the house, and I was able to purchase this lot for $100. No joke. This is the same size as my place. You know, I'll just say there was definitely a price point which I wasn't trying to go over. I'll just say it wasn't very high. I know people can spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on their houses. If I didn't even spend that. But anyways, I was particularly looking for one in the city next to one of these 1,000 to be demolished houses, and just a lot of fucking just enclosed land. And that's all I'm saying is my land lot. I have the biggest lot, like literally here, anybody here. I got a quarter of an acre of land to myself, just in the deep middle of the suburbs. Because one, again, my lot is a weird lot. It's a 1/8 of an acre lot, and it's like really, really long. It's like only like 60 feet wide, but it's like over 104. Anyways, I got two side by side. So it's actually not half an acre. It's like a little bit under half an acre. But I'm just saying that's a lot of land to have here in the middle of the city. So that's what I'm saying. That's what I need the fence for, is to build a fence around here. And also demolish a small part of this fence which they have over there. Other stuff I need help with. I'm trying to renovate my attic and turn that into a. Essentially, I want my attic to be my real movie room and also workout room. And I'll just tell you how lazy and unmotivated I've been because my attic is so effing freezing cold. It's like, okay, my attic is unfinished. Okay, unfinished. It's like literally. Like you can see the frames, the nails from the roof, okay, and it just needs a lot of work. I think there might have been stuff in there previously, but it was just essentially gutted. You know, it's how I just say how they do stuff here, and it's like you're buying a whole house package of over 100 years of just DIY fixes. You know what I'm saying? So, anyways, I've been trying to do everything the right way now since I moved in here, and like one was getting all the electrical and plumbing correct, so I did that. That was a big thing. But anyway, so you know, I brought like some of my. I got a bench set. I got a power tower bar up there, and another one, and I have to fix this backrest. I'm probably just gonna remove it. So I don't know if you've seen these lower end power towers. The backrest is real crappy. I don't even know why they even think about putting it on there. So I'm just gonna take it off. Either take it off or DIY a bigger and more sturdier pad. Let me see. So yeah, I got a friend helping me. I'm about to do my front door. I'm trusted. And so I finally, like through referrals and stuff, I finally met a dude who I'm like, okay, I'll let you work on my house, and he's not trying to rip me off. Because I'm just saying, man, everybody, man, it doesn't matter. It's like, hey, I don't wear shoes in my house. It's like, you should respect that and notice how clean the fucking carpet is before you come here. Like, for example, the one springs popped in my garage. You know, like, again, when I moved here, I had to reclaim, no joke, the whole 1/16 acre behind the house, like, including the garage. You know, it was a big, no joke, like 12-foot pile of mulch, of years of mulch, you know, that rotted away all the siding of the house. That's why I need new siding. And the fence, okay? And then there was no joke, a friggin' bamboo patch. The guy who lived next door who finally died, thankfully, fucking Zen garden on his 1/8 of an acre of really long land. And so anyways, he planted all these stupid bamboo plants, and I fucking hate bamboo. I'm Asian, and I fucking hate bamboo, okay? You know how fucking terrible this plant is? Every plant and tree has died and withered away. It has gone into hibernation, just like the animals and the birds. You know, you see them during the day chirping around. Every animal goes hidden, and every tree is just dead. You know, that's the winter. It's very, I'll just say, as a southern person, I never appreciated like the full 4 seasons, and now since we have winter up here, I really look forward to it, and I like a lot of things about winter. Again, I wrote a piece about it. You know, my winter wind etude or whatever in block voices. You know, and it has nothing to do with jazz block voicings because every voicing I use is not found in anything. Not even Jacob Collier uses the voicings that I used. Okay, I may not be able to think that shit out as fast as him, but my shit is more unique than the sounds that he used, okay? Because yes, I can read music too, and I can transcribe shit too, okay? So anyways, aside from that, that's what that piece is about. My very first experiences up here, and I'm more talking about like the middle of January into February. Like, it is so barren cold, like, and I was just unprepared for it. Now I know what to expect. I'm used to it. I guess you could say the effect has worn off a little bit, but that was the truth. You know, coming down from where I lived, where every winter, every Christmas, I recall only like 1 or 2 Christmases. It was like hail. It wasn't even snow. It was like hail. and the snowmen were so ugly because they looked all crystally and they were all like full of dirt because it wasn't snow. Anyways, so that's what I'm saying. And to come up here, and the first year I moved up here also, we had a friggin' enormous winter storm and lake effect snow. That's something else I didn't know about lake effect, and now I know what lake effect is, and particularly also because where I live very close to the lake, guys. That was another reason, is I want to live close to the water. You know, Edgar Casey and stuff. Okay, you guys need to like read this. And folks, people can probably tune out since I mentioned I'm not going to talk about that. All I'm going to try to say is like he bought some land near the ocean. Okay, so I've been reading, and also with the astrology and stuff. I'm not saying it's right and wrong and stuff, but for me to be healthy and to have better chi, you know, same thing, chi, you know, and feng shui and all that type of stuff. That's why I planted trees, to improve the energy around me. But also for me, it's being close to the water improves my physical energy. So, of course, everybody tuned out. You know, they don't care about this stuff. They don't believe it. They don't believe it. That's just plain. You just don't believe it. Not just saying that's why you'll never play like me, and everything you ever do fucking sucks. I'm not really going to talk about that right now. Let's get into the stuff I thrifted, okay? And I want to first show you, again, the stuff I thrifted yesterday because, like I said, I played video games up to a point, and then, you know, the life starts moving in different directions, and you have to let a lot of things go. And like I said, at one point, it was I'd say at my most busiest point, like, again, I could never do this again. I know I could never do this again, but let the piano go and video games go. And I was doing so much stuff, guys. It was unbelievable. It's like, you know, that Robert Frost road, you know, the fork in the road. And it's not to say that one road is better or one is less taken than the other, but it's just, you naturally will reflect on, like, man, what if I went down this road for a little bit or that road a little bit, and just how different things would be, you know? So anyways, one of my largest regrets was, well, I just wish I stayed in college a lot longer. And I met later on met a guy when I was in medical school, and you know, I really respected this guy. You know, not only because he was smart, because of, at first I thought he was just a joker, but then after I saw what he was doing, I just had mad respect. But like 128 hours or something like that for just the main thing. Then, you know, for like 16 hours more, you could get a minor and stuff. There's a lot of different things, and you know, me, I was trying to rush through that, and I was like taking like English and histories and stuff out of the way. That one, I'm just not going to pay that amount of tuition to take a history class. You know what I'm saying? So I want to spend all my tuition on all the higher level classes. You know what I'm saying? And anyways, but likewise, that also means like speeding through. And what I'm getting at is this guy graduated with like 420 or 430 hours. He only needed what he was trying to do. I think he said like 140 hours to graduate. And anyways, of course, that takes a long time to stay. But man, this dude, he took every single class that the school would let him take up with him. It's like you really just had to just show them your resume, and then they'd be like, okay, I'll let you take the class. For me, that was actually one. It was I was a freshman, and I took this again, like I could never do this again. I worked for this PhD biochemistry professor, and he had just got this huge grant. And anyways, that was my job. It was in biochemistry, and I was like doing petri dishes and recombinant DNA. We were one of two schools in the whole USA that was doing this recombinant DNA experiment. You know, I won't get into it, but that was, no joke, one of the hardest courses I ever had, and it was just an elective course. It was a 4-hour. I'm never gonna forget this interview, man. I never forget this guy, Dr. De Figueiredo. Excuse me, I'm probably mispronouncing it. Dude was really, really smart. Okay, again, hands down one of the smartest dudes I ever met. And then also there was this other dude that I worked with who was like a year older than me, but he was also essentially like doing the same program. You know, he was a young PhD. Like he literally just got the PhD for him too, because he could like hire us through the school and not have to pay us, but we would be happy getting 4-hour credit, and that's easy 4-hour credit, man, is what I'm talking about. So, and he, you know, of course I worked my ass off. He gave me an A because I worked my ass off. But what I'm saying is, so his job, anyone else is trying to take Chem 101. Okay, this is like level 600. He said he was like so fucking smart, And he sat me down. I was like shitting my pants. I was really nervous. I remember I was really nervous. I didn't really say much. And this is actually because at this point I had not taken bio. This is what I'm saying. In my major, you wouldn't have taken biochemistry yet, even at the level of biochemistry that he was wanting me to learn until your third year. Near the end of your second year, he was age, okay? And he looked at it and just like I forget what he was doing. He was just like penciling around, and he looked at the index and he turned to page like 800. Okay, he said, "I want you to come back tomorrow." And so, man, I was on top of my stuff, and this was near the beginning of the year too. It's like you're not getting work, so like the class hadn't started yet. So anyways, but I made time for this. Is what I'm saying. Class or something that I had, like a physics class or something. I was thinking I was taking physics 101. It ended like at 2 o'clock, and then so from 3 o'clock to like 1 a.m. I like sped read and sped note through this book. And that's what I'm talking about. Someone else was saying you should be a teacher and stuff, and I was just saying I've taken classes, like I'm able to accumulate that much new knowledge and summarize it within like 8 hours. I'll just say it was impossible. I could never do this again. Like I'm saying, it's not only like it just my mind was just so in the schooling mindset and note taking, and I had like everything just ready to just go that like now I would have to prepare so much stuff even just to take the notes is what I'm saying. So anyways, what I'm saying, so I remember inside the dorm rooms, there was a lot of different ways to study. You could go to the library, whatever, but they also on each floor at the end they had a little study room. So I went to that study room for like 8.5 hours, man. I remember my friend came in there and he was like, "Man, what are you doing?" His name was Chad, and I ended up being a roommate with him. He was pretty cool. Anyway, so he was like, "Man, what are you doing?" And I was like, I got this job interview tomorrow. He wants me to do chapters 1 through 20, and he was my same major, so I had a lot of classes with him too. So I didn't have classes with him, but we were taking the same classes, if that makes sense. So anyways, I think I only had like one class with him, but he was a cool guy. He was really smart too. Everybody I met was super fucking smart in college. I did not really meet any dumb people in college. Everybody I met was really fucking smart. And then once you got to talking to them, they were also extremely talented at something else. That's why I think this is completely wrong when people have this thing. They're just jealous. I'm just saying. I'll say, yeah, people have different, harder ways to get, or different obstacles in life. But what I'm saying is, like, even though like a lot of people may just go to college just to, just get a degree for a higher pay grade, they're naturally, most of these people are really talented and they have like very high hobbies, intellectual hobbies and something else. I never met anybody in college, or especially med school, where I was essentially just not impressed with whatever they did in there. Like for example, med school was the biggest. Like I met a guy and he turned down a golfing scholarship, a full ride golfing scholarship. He was that fucking good at golfing. He probably would have fucking been on TV, but he turned down that golfing to go into medical school. And the same thing, that like one of the smartest dudes in our school was this Canadian guy, and this dude, not only with, our school had this thing essentially, if you never missed a question, you had free tuition, and this dude got free tuition all the way to his last year of medical school. He never, on every single test, he got every single question right. He never got one wrong. And this dude, like I'm saying, and that's what I'm saying when people say, "Oh, you know how to teach or study," it's because I've seen other people, like I've seen his work ethic. I saw what he did, and the things that he did. Naturally, a guy that's smart, you want to talk to him a little bit, just be his friend, and then so you can just see what he does. What is he doing that's so different than you? And I'll just say everything he was doing was different than me. And it's still different. Anyways, but that's what I'm trying to say, is that this dude was just massively smart with everything. Like I'm saying, this is the guy I want to treat my mother when she has illnesses, is what I'm saying. I can't say that about all the other people, not to say that they weren't good people, but I'm just saying that's the dude that I want. And anyways, what I'm saying is, his thing, he was like into trading and stocks and everything. So he had his studying down and everything, and this dude worked like a clock. I'm serious, man, like a clock. Okay. And anyways, he was so regimented with everything. I respect it. Mad respect. I still respect it. I never forget it. And then anyways, outside of all the structured free time, he had a wife too. That's what I'm saying. He had a wife, and he was just into the stocks and stuff. And then I'll just say a lot of actually doctors I've met, they're all musically talented, and that goes hand in hand with being a good doctor that is essentially a good. I'm just saying a good doctor is a doctor that does surgery. And once I realized that, I was like, look, this isn't the profession for me, and that's why I'm not in it, because I was like, yeah, I could treat people. Again, my specialty was podiatry, so I would have mainly dealt with a lot of like diabetic patients. I did see a lot of patients. I did a lot of free clinics, and I did it all the way through the third year. So that's a lot. Okay. Anyways, I'll just say a lot to go forward to not complete it. Okay, and but likewise, what I'm saying is what I realize is because in the beginning of that third year, you're done with the anatomy really classes and stuff, and your clinic time is substantially a lot more than any of those previous 2 years. And interestingly, in my school, they had like part of the classes were like business classes too, like to run your practice and stuff. So I'm not into that, and I didn't do that, and that was never my intention to have my own practice. But what I'm saying, those people that had their own practices and were being successful podiatrists and stuff, I saw that it came down to not only the good business practice, but they were skilled just like any other surgeon in surgery. So that's what I'm saying. That's where you're gonna be in demand and be respected, is have good surgical skills. And I'm just saying that's like essentially being able to play your instrument well, And so once I realized that, I'm just saying it wasn't for me. I realized that with putting everything together, I was like, my knowledge, though I may be passing the classes and stuff, okay, I just it still came down to a mixture of your knowledge and the surgical skills. And I was like, look, like the surgical skills, just look at people trying to take blood tests. They how hard they have to try to practice to learn that. And I was like, look, I don't want to do any kind of surgery on someone where I'm cutting through veins, cutting through arteries, and stapling this and that, and it's just like, man, you mess it up and it's done. You know what I'm saying? I was like, I don't want to have that on my soul, So that's why I didn't go that direction. But what I was saying is, again, like everybody I met was very talented at everything. Again, like my channel is not a joke and all these things, like I did study martial arts for like over a decade, more than a decade, and I still did martial arts when I was in college. And that's what I'm saying. During the time when I didn't play piano and video games, I was on the Texas A&M Taekwondo team, which by the way was ranked number 1 in the whole USA for sparring. Okay, so that's how good our team was. Okay, I was on a team that good. I got my ass kicked, by the way. Okay, I'm not trying to say I'm good. I'm just saying that's just an interest of me, And we had this one kid. He was shorter than me, lighter than me, everything, shorter and lighter than me. And though I had made it far and I had sparred before, I'm just saying you don't really truly build your sparring skills up until you just start really truly competing at all these different state and international levels. And I did do that. Okay, I did compete at a state and international level, but it was just very brief. And I'm just saying once you've been doing that year after year after year after year, you've encountered a lot of, at least in Taekwondo, I'm not saying street fighting and stuff or even fighting other arts. I'm just strictly talking about like within Taekwondo. You've come across a large range of people and sizes and stuff. Anyway, so this guy had just really fucking good, and I'll just to tell you how fucking good he was. Okay, so I was just with them because I just wanted to keep up my martial arts training, and also improve my martial arts training. Once I saw that they were essentially a 100% sparring school, not to say that they didn't know their forms and stuff, but like I said, they were number 1 in the USA for sparring. We had the best sparring team in the whole fucking USA. That's how fucking good our school was, and those are the motherfuckers I was training with. Okay, and like I said, so this is what I want to say. The first practice, because they came in there and they were like, how long have you been doing Taekwondo and whatnot? And I was like in shape. Like I said, I used to do a lot of other shit, marathon running, strength training. I used to no joke, bench 280 fucking pounds. Unfucking believable. Like I can't even imagine doing that shit now. at all. That was shit was like nothing for me. And that's what I'm saying. I've done it. I was on that protein and counting all this bullshit. And that's why, like, I'm not even gonna get to that conversation. Bodybuilding is below my left foot, just like the fucking Eagles, and anything about them is below my left foot. And my channel is not a joke. Okay. So, anyways, what I'm getting at is they immediately put me up for sparring against this kid. It was just like they knew, and the coach, like, it's just how they do shit. But I'm just saying that's how I got respect too. I'm just saying, like, it's cool, and I'm just saying that's part of it. I did it because I wanted to get my ass kicked. You know, that's, I mean, the mentality you have to have. I mean, not that you want to get your ass kicked, but that you're ready to get your fucking ass kicked for anything to fucking happen. You know, and that's what I love about sparring too, and fighting and stuff, because that's how it is. And anyways, not to say that I'm good about it, but I'm just saying it really takes balls to go out there, man, and not run away. So anyways, they put me up against him. They're like, oh man, because I was in shape. They were like, man, this dude, like, is big, and like I was like I told you, like, during this time I was waking up at 5 a.m. and I had a workout partner. That's how I got so big too. Like, you cannot get big or win competitions or anything without having a sparring partner or spotter or group or a number of spotters. Anyways, that's how I got so fucking big. I had a workout dude, you know, and every day, I'm talking 5 days a week, we were up at 5 fucking a.m. because the gym is 24 fucking hours a day, and we hit the gym. I was hitting the gym. I was doing the Arnold Schwarzenegger. I was hitting the gym twice a fucking day. Okay, I hit the gym at 5 fucking a.m. in the morning, an hour with this dude. And this dude was fucking insane. This dude could run. Oh, I don't even want to. I'll just say he was way better than me at everything when it came to lifting and running, and anyway, so that's it was an honor to get to train with someone that's just always better than you. Okay, so anyways, I trained with him every day in the morning on weights and a little bit of cardio type stuff. We mixed the cardio. We did a lot of different weird cardio shit. Or I wouldn't even call it cardio now. It's like I was already on that, like, calisthenic and whatever P90X game like 2 decades ago is what I'm saying. That's the kind of shit we were already doing. And so anyways, then we go to all our classes and stuff, and then again, I was in all these clubs. I was in Aggie Roadrunners. I was in the strength training club. That was like a club just for lifting weights. Okay, and then I was also on the Taekwondo team. Okay, and then I was like on like 7 other medical clubs. Okay, and that's what I was saying. I was doing so much shit. It was fucking ridiculous. And I was in the music club. I was because I knew 2 music students. Is just like, because of them, I was able to at least experience some small stuff. Most notably, what I'm saying is they had a recording studio in the academic building. You know, it's weird as fuck. And an academic building looked like the Capitol, Washington D.C. with a big dome. So imagine a building like that has a fucking recording studio up on the 3rd floor. And I remember they had a fucking concert grand Yamaha piano in there with a player system. I lost the recordings now, but I had recorded the Godowski piano roll of La Leggerezza. I don't even know it. But anyways, you know what I'm talking about. And man, I'd never heard that roll sound better than ever. It sounded fucking fantastic, and I wish I just had that recording. I'm sorry, the computer crashed a lot. I lost a lot of fucking data. Okay, and that was one of them. I recorded a number of things. I recorded like an hour of stuff. That's what I'm saying. But because of these 2 people, you know, one of them is my friend Brian. He's an English student. He's been traveling the world for like the past 20 years. Okay. And I forget where he's at now. I got to email him back. But anyways, what I'm saying is he was in the music program there too. He was really good. He was like competing at the time, like when I was there. He was playing. He played Undine. He played the Liszt Sonata. He played that Kapustin Toccata Etude. He played Opus 10 No. 1. The Liszt Sonata and Undine was probably the biggest. But you know what was most impressive too, that told me he was really, really fucking talented, was he had never heard of Kapustin. And I'll just say I've had a very mixed bag with Kapustin. You know, for example, I'm not going to name who, but hanging out in Dallas, if you know the Van Cliburn winners like Jose Fagali, there's like a whole circle of a lot of people, and essentially if you know their students or you're friends with their students, and just say back then, I'm sorry, it sucks that these ties are severed now. And I was friends with a lot of different people, okay, back then, and they got into the circles of the whole Van Cliburn people, and anyway, so. People in those circles had never heard of Capucin, and when we had introduced Capucin to them, they had like just a really negative things to say about it, and just things of general disinterest, which I just found surprising. And then there's the other pianists, which are essentially like me. Even if I can't play it, I'm still pretty much enthusiastic about the music. I really like it. He recently died, and there's nothing else that's like it. There's never going to be another Capucin, okay? And you can call it jazz and you can call it classical, but you got to watch his classical music. That's what it is. And he was a composer. He never wanted to be considered a jazz artist, though there may be a huge influence of the idiom. He wanted to be known as a composer, and his pieces are compositions. I'm sure that when every composition that he finished, he probably marveled because it sounded nothing like he originally incepted to be. Just like Ligeti's Piano Concerto, which had a number of movements or something before he decided it needs to be 5 movements. And so there's can go on and on and on, and that's what I'm trying to say. His music, though it may sound improvisatory and whatever, jazzy and swing and blah, 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 it's classical music, okay? And what I'm getting at, furthermore, is my friend Brian, the guy that got me into the recording studio in the academic building. I had mentioned Capucin to him because this was like when I had just heard about him too, like the previous year, and it was like the kind of the thing. All our friends were like talking about Capucin, and one of them could play, like, it was one of the dudes in our group was like a piano prodigy, and so he had learned all the etudes. And anyways, so I heard him play it, and also myself tried to play them, and so I saw like the technique that's required to play them. And he was a really good interpreter too. Like the feel was totally there. And anyway, so this Brian guy, he's like, I'd never heard of that. He learned that Toccata etude, memorized it up to speed in a day and a half. I was like, are you serious? He came, and because I hung out with this dude every day. I had keys to like a certain building, okay, and so he liked hanging out with me because I had keys to the building, okay, and anyway, so and it was fun just talking about music with this guy. I still talk about music with him. We've had a huge long, with the exception of this year. Sorry, shit's just been real difficult. But a huge long just email thread going back and forth, just all about music, and so those are the relationships that I like to keep up, are my music relationships. So I cherish the music relationships more than others. Okay, so. Anyways, I was just really impressed that he had learned that piece in one day. That was really impressive. Okay, and so anyways, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Everybody was really talented that I met that was in college, and so people can say, oh, I don't want to go, I'm gonna do this and stuff. Now it's your choice to go and completely be antisocial. But my recommendation is to any college that you're gonna go to is to realize what attributes and traits and interests other people have, and get to know them for those traits, and likewise let them get to know you for whatever traits that you want them to have you. And I'm saying once you do that, that's the thing. That's why a lot of these people are so rich. It's not about the pay grade. It's about just who you knew. And yeah, it's a lot of there's a great example about this. There's an episode of American Dad, which of course, I love that show. But Stan is talking about trying to always suck up to the boss and everything, and here comes this new guy that just gets hired, and he's just a sweet talker, and he just likes to play golf and stuff, and that's the key. And Stan is always about doing everything by the books and stuff, but immediately after the second week, this newbie guy just goes golfing, and he immediately becomes like the secretary for the boss. But Stan has been there his whole life, and has never done. And that's what I'm trying to say, is because he spent all his whole life just solely I'm just saying, this is like classical musicians, just solely only playing again, I'm not even gonna say who. There's a pianist, you know, just a lot, I'll just say a lot of pianists, just but I'll just say one that's more famous for one the skill, but also just for being young and also an influencer. And they played this piece, which is just it's not their own. Okay, I'll just say it's a transcription, which and furthermore transcription which they did not figure out. And someone's asking like, whose song is this? What song is this? And their reply on Instagram was just the name of the song. And I was like, you shouldn't say the name of the song. You should say the name of the song arranged by someone else, because that isn't your shit. You didn't play that shit. So anyways, those are my feelings about that kind of shit, and I hope everybody else is feeling. I'm sure Rick Beato feels the exact same fucking way about that. I'm sure Jeremy Siskine feels exactly the same fucking way about that. So, anyways, that's my feelings about that thing. And what were they playing? They were playing a Valados arrangement of one of his Spanish pieces. Okay, and you know, that's like saying you're playing his Turkish march. And someone asks you, man, what the fuck was that? Especially when you hear the end, it has this triple octave, just going insane, and your left hand's doing just that insane shit too, you know. And then you say, oh, that's by Mozart. That wasn't by Mozart. Someone was asking you, what the fuck was that? Was that some Black MIDI shit, or was that Mozart? That wasn't fucking Mozart. No, it was fucking Valados. So you should say Valados. You shouldn't say, oh, it was Mozart, and try to take credit for that, because that's how that shit appears to me, you know. It appears very arrogant and disrespectful, absolutely disrespectful and arrogant. And that's what I'm saying. Again, one, I can't play that shit. Of course, I like to listen to that shit, but that's why you're never going to hear me play that shit on my channel. You know, you're never going to hear me play the Horowitz version of the Bohemian Rhapsody #2, because I have the most cadenzas. I just have my newest cadenza, which is one of my shortest. You know, I have the most cadenzas out of any living pianist, dead or alive, and it's still increasing for that. And that's what I'm trying to say. Same thing for T for 2. That's why I'm never gonna, you know, one, yeah, I'm trying to learn it better, and I'll just say I'd learn it by ear. I did not learn the coda, if you guys didn't notice. I just kind of made that shit up. But there's some very specific changes which I need to learn, which close the song out, which I am going to learn. But what I'm trying to say, that's why I'm not like Yuja Wang. I'm not nothing against her, but like I'm just saying, go look at every motherfucking, type in T for 2 and look at every fucking recording of T for 2. It either comes up with Art Tatum or everybody trying to play fucking Art Tatum's version, unless you're Oscar Peterson or you're Fats Waller. Then they have their own versions. Then every other person is trying to fucking play the exact same fucking version. I'm like, here's the deal too. Let's just get real about this shit. Is that I forget who the fuck transcribed that shit, but Art Tatum has three recordings of that piece, and everybody only plays the one that they transcribed. You know, what would impress me more is if you played one of the later ones, which sounds completely fucking different, okay, than the one that's transcribed, that essentially, I'll just say, always has a swing feel or oompa or stride. The later versions of it. What's interesting too is you got to listen to. I've been listening to a lot of Art Tatum again lately. Okay, just because I saw Yuja Wang and she played the Art Tatum T for 2, and it was impressive. I'll say it was very impressive. She totally had the feel, and I almost thought I was listening to Art Tatum. And I would also like to say that Trill, then, you know how Jeremy Siskine didn't like it. I'll just say I thought that shit was absolutely fucking tasteful, and I bet you Art Tatum would have fucking smiled if he heard that shit. He would have laughed. He would have chuckled. He would have been probably drinking a beer, taking a shot to that shit, and been like, man, that was fucking good. You know, the whole out of that whole fucking bullshit, it's at the very fucking end. That's what I'm saying. I don't think Jeremy Siskine even realized like the placement of it and the reason why. Okay, because he kind of doesn't really talk about that. You know, and if you follow Sore Hands, he just did a whole review about that. I'm not going to get into that. Just watch the Sore Hands video. I'm not going to talk about Jeremy Siskine in his comments too much because I really respect him as a musician. But likewise, I'll just say it's very interesting, and thank you for making the video, because it's very interesting to just to hear the opinions of someone like him from his opinions, and all I can do is respect his opinions and admire his opinions. So I thought it was very interesting, you know, but that's my opinion about that, okay? So, anyways, what I'm getting at is, Art Tatum's, his arrangements of all his pieces that he's known for, like Tiger Rag, Yesterdays, Somewhere Over the Rainbow, and T for 2, like these pieces, when you listen to all the separate recordings, yeah, they're all different, but they're all the same. That's what I'm trying to say. It's like Horowitz with his Carmen variations. If you listen to every single version of them, they're all like kind of the same. and you see like the build up and the development is all the same. It's just he improvises different things in and out, and that's what I'm trying to say. So Art Tatum, none of his playing, I'll just say, yeah, it's improvising, but it's extremely well thought out, is what I'm trying to say. Because I've seen comments about this, and that's my opinion, and that's my foundation, is that yeah, he was improvising all this stuff, but once you start comparing all his different versions of the same pieces, you hear the essences of it that he always puts into the same pieces. So, it's essentially his arrangement, is what I'm trying to say. So they are completely arranged, 100% arranged, is what I'm trying to say. So anyways, what I'm getting at is, I'm like one of like 4 other people that have a recording of T for Two on YouTube that is not the Art Tatum, okay? And so that's my opinion about that kind of stuff. And even if of course my playing sounds nothing like Art Tatum, it's nowhere to that level. But all I'm trying to say, it sounds like me, at least. It don't sound like him, it sounds like me. It's my motherfucking voice. And yeah, that's what I was saying. I've been listening to a lot of Art Tatum lately, and I guess it's been a while since I listened to him in a while. I mean, because I like, what's interesting too is there's a few recordings of Art Tatum where it's just not him solo. I think those are like, interestingly, it's like most of these jazz pianists, it's like their most known recordings and recordings that they're essentially known for are all done like in trio or quartet settings, and then, not to say that they don't have solo albums, but what I'm trying to say is, in the case of Art Tatum, it's like more of the interest and the more popular stuff that people are known for is just straight up his solo playing, and his more rarer recordings are the recordings that he does in a band setting, So I've always thought that was real interesting with him, how backwards that is. Just, he was just so amazing that like, that's all you needed was just him. And again, I forget what I was listening to, but like his it's just a total idiom. You just would have to absorb like that. I don't have absorb, but it's just like when I hear his playing, it's really orchestral. That's how I describe it. Like classical and orchestral. It's like you can really hear like different instruments and different stuff, man. So that's what I like about it. And again, I just would be more impressed if people would not play the first version of that Art Tatum T for Two, and then if you're gonna play Valdo's arrangement, you should say it's Valdo's and not try to take credit for that because you did not write that shit, okay? And let's get started, okay? So, as you guys know, I collect Laserdisc, and I've always collected Laserdisc. Okay? I don't have an extensive collection, but I've had a Laserdisc player for like 30 years almost now. So I got this. It's a horror movie. This was in the records section. I couldn't believe it. I almost missed it. Okay, this is a movie made like in the 60s or 50s or something, 1968, sorry. And it's on Laserdisc. It's 3 sides. It's called Rosemary's Baby. Okay, I got it for $2.99. I'm just saying this is a motherfucking steal. Okay, and I can't wait. I don't have a Laserdisc player up here, but I will get one, and it's going to be part of my retro theater. And I'm definitely watching this. I'm watching Jurassic Park. Oh my God, that's like, I got one of the Star Wars movies. I got Wayne's World. So those are some of the good ones that I'm gonna watch, definitely on the Laserdisc. And so here you go. Here's how the disc look. I love Laserdisc, 12 inches. It's just so much material for the price. Like nowadays they would totally just try to skimp on this. Even with just vinyl records, they're just skimping on the weight, of the weight of the record. Anyway, so this was my one of the thrift finds, and this is what I'm saying. I bought so much shit today, guys, that like just was not here. Once I get this halfway into it, I'm gonna also start my cooking. So this was this. Okay. Now I'm gonna post this as a short. Okay, guys, this is fucking sweet. Okay, like I got this shit for $5. Now everyone's seen those FAO Schwartz piano things, and they actually have those every 2 weeks. You see they either have one in the box like never touched or one that's folded up. you know, that people like to put out for Christmas so they can be like big. Now I didn't even know they made this shit, and I looked it up, and man, I feel like I got the best one. Okay, this is the most high, and I'm just gonna have this just somewhere, just so I can just have the music always around me. You know what I'm saying? I paid $5 for this. Okay, look, it works. It records. This is the DJ foot thing. Okay, so let me turn it on. So you got that. So you can So you can actually record on this. Sorry, hold on. Let's see what it does. Okay, here we go. We got, or maybe out of batteries, guys. I think it's out of batteries. Here you go. So I hope you can hear that. You got all this. You got a drum kit. And keep in mind, I can make a beat and record my beat. Kick drum, snare drum, hi-hat, cymbal. Got a 1-octave keyboard. It's chromatic. Let's see. Okay, I got volume. Look, I got layers. I got a foghorn. You know, like I can like have basketball players come in. Check this out. Oh, this is cool. This, I feel like I could do like a little basketball game with my cats. Okay, so I got all this stuff. Okay, anyways, I got this shit for $5, guys, and I'm gonna post it as a short. They had the regular piano one that's useless, that has none of these features, for $10. And I was like, what, man, why would you get that one when this one was here? Anyways, I've never wanted to buy one of these until now, because I got the DJ version. And this one's just like too cool. I'm gonna wipe it down too. So, but for $5, this is a steal, because I looked it up online. Everybody, this is like 25 to like 30. Some people want like some like high dollar for this. So I think that's a joke. Anyway, so that's one of the thrifts. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm gonna take a 5-minute break. One, wash my hands, feed my cats, and I'm gonna get my chicken cooking, and then I will be back. So hold tight. And, okay, yes, if you guys remember, this orange, I did not forget, is going with my chicken. So I also just wanted to show you guys my chicken also before I put it in. So I got the orange slices under the chicken, kind of like with it you do with beer. And I usually put some kind of like oyster sauce or a thicker sauce, or you like a barbecue sauce maybe, on top of the skin. But today, since I just marinated them and I'm lazy, all I did was put my dry rub on the top. I'm gonna just slow bake it now. What I mean by slow bake, like at a really low heat for like a whole hour while I sit and talk. All right, people. Okay, I'm back. Now I'm sorry, I'm gonna wash my hands again. All right. Okay. Good. I'm back. So we're gonna continue with my thrift items. I'm gonna come. Here we go. Here we go. So there are two, like this. The store I go to is Savers. Okay, they got two locations that are close to me, so I'm just always hitting up these two. So I hit one up yesterday. I got this. We're at Xbox, and I went to the other one today. And so I'm definitely gonna clean it because these are just like computers and stuff. I'll just say this looks like moderate use. I know nothing about Xboxes, but I looked it up, and this was a 1439, which means this is the one that has the Wi-Fi and it has the 250 gig hard drive. And I'll just say there's a lot of dust up here, and you know I think it's a beautiful console, man. I've always wanted an Xbox, guys. It's just me. I've always been one of those people where I never had the Xbox, so I always had to go to my friend's house to play the Xbox. But I had I always had the PlayStation. Okay, so anyways, which I'm a Nintendo dude, but that was just kind of the choice when Xbox and PlayStation came out. I really like SNK fighting and Street Fighter and all that stuff, and plus the Final Fantasy. There's just for me in general, I wanted the PlayStation and Gran Turismo. Period. That for the soul. That is dumb as it sounds like I'm trying to get a PS5 for the sole reason. The only reason I want is just to play Gran Turismo. That's it. For all the PS4 as well. Anyways, so I think it's beautiful. Anyways, look, that's what I want to say. I got this Xbox 360 for $31, which I'll say is a straight up. It's pretty average considering that I did not get the power supply. I have no controller. I have nothing. All I have is the console. Okay, and so I'm looking for the power supply. I saw a Kinect item, the Kinect camera. They wanted $13.99 for this Kinect, and I had it in my cart just so no one else would take it. And this is what I'm trying to say again. Today they put out so much shit where I was talking about like you have to just stand in the store for like an hour and a half. All the stuff that I got today, it was just because I was standing there and they immediately put it out. And that's what I'm trying to say. There was also two other people. There's so many people in the store trying to like flip shit, and everyone's out with their fucking cell phones scanning shit and looking shit up in the store like it's crazy. And anyway, so there was two dudes in there, and they saw that my cart was full of shit. Once you see all the bullshit that I got, and they're like, man, fuck this Asian guy. And I was like, no, fuck you, because I'm here first. You know, that's how it is. It's first come, first serve for all this thrift shit. And anyways, that's why people are always trying to hide shit. So yes, okay. In my most recent short, I got those Tales from the Crypt seasons 2, 3, 4, and 7. Okay, for $4 each. I paid full price for that. That was a deal. They were much more hidden the first time, is what I'm trying to say. I just didn't want people seeing me just taking shit in and out of it. They were like, "What are you doing?" You know, because that's what I'm saying. Because everyone's there is like always staring at what shit you're pulling off the shelf. You know, and then if you put it back, like I'm not lying. There's so many times when you put something back on the shelf, someone will immediately take it and put it in their cart, and you know, it's theirs because they wanted it, which is cool. But that's what I'm trying to say. That's how all the items are. Especially, look, like I said, Goodwill doesn't have fucking shit. If you want fucking used babies' fucking underwear and pacifiers, then that's what Goodwill is used for. But other than that, an occasional TV or larger appliance or bookshelf, you know, that's all they have. But they don't have anything when it comes to CDs, media, books. For real, even just household items, like the shit that they have, it's like disgusting. I would never want that shit. It's like you can still see like the roach feces on everything. And so yeah, so anyways, I feel like I just paid straight up just like a street value price for this, $31, considering that I'm still going to have to buy all this other stuff. So anyways, but I got the 1439, this is like the highest model, again with the 250 gig hard drive. And so the Kinect, I saw that online you could get a Kinect with a couple games too, for just like a couple dollars more. So I'm like, look, I'm gonna hold out and I put it back because right now I can't even really play it until I come across the power supply, which I've been searching for this power supply forever. So because actually Walmart doesn't carry these power supplies anymore. So like maybe I could get a Best Buy. But anyways, again, the thrill of the thrift is to find it. And if you guys are always looking for like 65 watt, 90 watt USB-C power supplies, like that shit, people have been turning that in and they've been giving those power supplies out for like $5. Those are like $80 power supplies. You go to Walmart and you want a 65 watt USB-C power supply, they're gonna charge you $60. So anyways, I'm gonna let the Xbox 360 sit right here because again, I just think it looks beautiful. So you can kind of just see it as I talk, because I have more stuff related. So yeah, so the Kinect thing and the controller, you know, I'm holding out. I'm not. I see I can get some stuff cheaper for it, so I'm gonna hold out. So next we have. So if you guys followed a lot of my previous other live streams, right when I tried to start doing stuff in my garage with my Spin It piano in the garage, because I was trying to live stream that, and then you saw that I had all these problems with the internet. I complained, and I also complained on my Facebook, which is private, but I complain about every month about how Spectrum cost me so much effing money. I used to pay $30 a month for Spectrum for like 2 years, and then like the last like 3.5 years, every fucking bill is like $140. Okay, what I'm trying to say is, one, yes, I do have a higher speed, and I've called in to lower it, but then they give me 10% off, and likewise, I'll just say when it comes to uploading stuff, it makes a fucking enormous difference having my higher speed. So I was like, you know, I can stream on like my phone on like 4 different TVs and still upload stuff. I have like almost the highest package right under business. I have like the highest gaming package. So I do 0 gaming, but I have the gaming speed. And anyways, what I'm trying to say is 2 things. One, they charge you a rental fee for both the router and the modem, okay? And so when you have the higher speed, you can look on here. It comes to this DOC SIS. They're upgrading to 3.1. So yes, this is outdated. This is $7. But likewise, what I'm trying to say is this one, look, it still gets up to 960 megabytes per second. And I've done the speed test on my computer and also through the Wi-Fi extenders and through everything, and essentially doing it through my computer, which is right next to the router and almost physically hooked up. It's the fastest, and I'm paying for 600, okay? And I'm telling you, on a good day, I barely get 430 megabytes a second or megabits per second. And it could be because of the modem that they have, which is just real shitty, or it could be a mixture of the server. So anyways, aside from that, I figure, hey, look, $7, And if I can get rid of that service fee, because look, this is already it's going to be compatible. It's going to work. What I'm saying is I just don't know about the speed. So I want to see if look, can I get rid of that rental fee now? And if I can get rid of that rental fee, that's like no, I'm not lying. It's like $20 or something like that. So that's like $20 off my monthly bill, man. And if this does work, then I'm gonna drop $100 and get a nice modem. That's the 3.1 because this modem was made in 2019. Likewise, what I want to say is this modem is still being sold at Target for like 60 to like anywhere depending on where you buy it, 60 to like $150. So, and this is brand new. I opened it up. Look, it's never been used. It's like the person bought it and just didn't like it. It's never been used. I got the power supply. It doesn't have the manual. Maybe it has the manual on the bottom. Let's see. No, but anyways, when you find the manuals online, everything's online now. And so yeah, I'm gonna upgrade this because if you see the router which they give you, which they're charging me like $35 for, it looks so fucking ugly. Dubai, they got this one of the first buildings, like it looks like a fish, a headless fish's body, and at the top they got a helipad. I hope you know what I'm talking about. That's what the fucking router looks like. And I'm like, no wonder that thing gets no fucking signal. It looks like a piece of crap. I bet you the antenna in there is even smaller. It's all plastic. It's like buying a bag of fucking chips. It's like 10 ounces, and they give you this big bag, and then you open it up, and it's like just a third filled. And I understand that's not to crush the chips and stuff, but I'm just saying, well, then you should fill the bag up all the way, a lot more, and it still won't crush the chips. So I got 2 books, and I want to show you, or 3 books actually, 2 books. So the first one is I'm gonna give to my nephew. So I'm gonna be missing Christmas this year. So anyways, I hope he's not watching. So, but anyways, I got this for $2. I thought it was cool because again, some of their books are just crazy. Like sometimes they just want like $8 or $7 for a book, and then you go to another book and it's just like this one, they want $2. I'm like, why is there such a huge price difference? It's in the same section, they're like the same size. Anyways, this is Ben Franklin's Ben Franklin's Almanac of Wit, Wisdom, and Practical Advice. And I already skimmed through it. I'll let you guys see some stuff here. It's just I like it. It's obviously it's all stuff that he put into practice for his life, And I'm a big fan of Ben Franklin, and in the parodies of him, like in Animaniacs and just cartoons and stuff. So, yeah, I got this book. That's this book, which I got. I'll put this somewhere. Okay, I'm going to try to line my stuff up so you guys can see my thrift. Okay, I think this is way better than Walmart, okay? Because Walmart, I mean, you know what they're going to get. They're going to get Doritos, a fucking bottle of Dr. Pepper, milk and eggs, and one of those giant fucking logs of beef. Like 40-pound logs of beef. That's how heavy they 40 pounds. Like, you really need 40 fucking pounds of ground beef? Yes. Okay? So anyways, man, this book was fucking hidden, okay? Just all out of section. I think they, at the end of the book aisles, it's a seasonal like display. And like, for example, with the ceramics, they'll like put like the same colored ceramics, and it looks nice, but they take all the same color to make a theme or something. And so they do this with like Halloween or like Valentine's Day or Christmas, and I'm saying with Christmas or Halloween, they had all Halloween books at the end and at the end case or whatever, what I'm talking about. And anyways, they look like they had this Christmas book there, this Christmas song book, and someone misplaced it and put it in the children's section. That's what I'm saying. People think I'm crazy, but I'm like, that Tales from the Crypt, that was in the children's books too, and this was in the children's books. So anyways, $2.99. I paid full price for this. And oh yeah, so I got another Christmas book inside. It's really small. I thought this was Macaulay Culkin at first. It's not, but it's just. I'll let you see that book real quick. But anyways, this is nice. I like this because this is for piano, vocal, and guitar. I'll just say these are the books I like the best because sometimes when they just say piano or even just piano vocal, but when they say piano and guitar, I'm just saying what happens is like you have all the chords. with the chords, because what I'm saying, sometimes when these books say just piano or vocal, it won't have any chords. You know, once they say it has guitar, then it's like you have the tablature with the chords. So the Bible tells me so. I don't like it. They deck the halls, Coventry Carol. Let's hear this one because this is one of my favorite hymns, guys. This Coventry Carol. I just want to just hear it once. The arrangement that they have. That's what I like. Is that not only, because that's what I was saying. That's what's so good about this book. Why I was so excited about it, because it has everything I want. It has all the verses. Look, like who knows all the verses for Coventry Carol? Do you? No, I don't even know the words for the first verse. I just know the melody. Okay, so that's what I like. Look, they got like just like the jazz chart ish version, and then they got like a little version right here. Like if say if you couldn't read the chords, you know. But I like this because this tells you stuff like, look, that little eighth note here. These are things that or like these passing notes here. These are things that like you are not going to get from just reading the melody and stuff. You know, that's, I'm not saying it's a drawback, but I'm saying when you have both, you get such a bigger picture. So here's Deck the Halls. You guys obviously first know well. I'm just saying I have to learn a lot of Christmas music right now, okay? Because I got requested to do to do a Charlie Brown show and Christmas show, and I just learned this song too, Holly Jolly Christmas. This is a really good one. This is the exact same version in my other book, by the way, because I recognize it. Okay, so it's like these are the same, I guess, publications coming out, you know. But I love this because all the excuse me, all the hymns are on one page. Nothing on this book is like 2 pages. Maybe this Jingle Bells arrangement is 2 pages. So the rest of them are all like 1 page. Because I cannot stand. Well, it has Let It Snow and Let It Snow, Let It Snow. That's kind of what I wanted to start my show out with. So because I'm gonna pick a number of songs, you know what I'm saying, and have them together. So anyways, I'm gonna go through this book later, guys. Not now, but definitely in my live stream, maybe even at the end of here or tomorrow. I'm just saying soon. I'm gonna be eating, so I'm gonna go offline for that, and I keep getting copyright strikes for everything. So that's why I go offline. Anyway, so I got this one, this Christmas Carols book. This is just kind of generic, but I thought it was good because it was just small and concise, and I can just go ahead and already use it. You know, someone added in Holy Night, Angels from Realms of Glory, Hark, the Herald Angels Sing, Joy to the World, the First Noel, Away in a Manger. You know, anyway, so I think every single one of these hymns is actually in our church hymn book already. But anyways, it was cool. I'm more glad to have this, the best of Christmas music. 80 songs, man. And I want to talk a little bit more about this, but you guys can't feel it. But also these books of the past, sometimes the covers are really high quality and sometimes they're really crappy. I'm just saying this is on the better end. So the cardboard and the paper stock, it feels very nice in your hands. That's what I'm saying. Again, I do not like anything digital. You know, of course I see PDFs, but I prefer to do everything and have my books. So we're gonna keep moving on. And I want to put this in the background too, back here, this Rosemary's Baby. So, because that's a horror movie. You know, horror movies are the best. So like I told you guys, okay, I'm trying to collect all the James Bonds on VHS. Like I said, they just put this out. I can't believe I found this. I only have one of the movies, Octopussy, which I just watched like last week. I don't know if I showed you guys the tape, but I did watch it. Anyways, you see this for Star Wars and other stuff, but I'm just saying, or the Star Trek movie, but I'm just saying you never see this for the 007. And I got this sealed. Okay, look. They wanted $28.99 back in the day for this, okay? It's still got the original sweepstakes, Polaris, win a jet ski or something like that. So this has got The Living Daylights, A View to Kill, Octopussy, which I have, Diamonds Are Forever, You Only Live Twice, From Russia with Love. I believe I have From Russia with Love, like 4 copies of that. But A View to Kill, Diamonds Forever, and You Only Live Twice, I do not have. And these are all sealed. Look, this has never been sealed. Look, they wanted $4 for this. Okay, this is volume 3. So now it's like I know that they have a box set with volumes, and so now I want to find all the volumes now for this. Okay, and I'll put that like that. So So that's what I'm talking about. I got like a lot of brand new sealed shit today. That's why I was like so excited, and that's why I spent $120. Okay, so I understand these are also, it's an older one, but look, I got this Wi-Fi extender. It's brand new. It's never been used. They had two of them. They wanted $6. I only bought one because one, I already know this is 2.4 gigahertz with a limit of 300 megahertz, but I want range not only I want range at all ends of my houses, and then also from here when you go into my attic, I lose signal in my attic, so that's why I need, because I have a lot of different extenders now. My newest one is 5 gigahertz. I have not set it up yet, so it should be faster. But what I'm saying is I already know the limitation on this, and anyways, I do want to see if I can stream better in my garage with this one. You know, is one better than the other, even though it's still only 300 megabits and 2.4 gigahertz. So anyways, I only bought one, but they had two. I was really on the fence about this because, but likewise, when you go look at it, just see how expensive these Wi-Fi extenders are. It's like it's $50 for this. I got it for $6. Okay. So I'm gonna show you guys the VHS which I got. Of course, I picked up any VHS. So again, what I'm trying to say is, two of these VHS I found because they just put them out on the store, and one of them was sealed, and the rest of them were already there. One of them, I couldn't believe it was just way out of place, but with Batman and Robin, okay, and I was raised on this show. I love Batman and Robin. You know, my nephews don't like Batman at all. I don't know, maybe it's a new thing, but I loved Batman, the animated series. You know, the old Batmans, and with Clayface. You know, and it just, the art and the stories, it's so good for a children's show. Like it was so well written, man. That it was like watching a movie, and I never thought watching Batman was those animated series Batmans felt like watching a cartoon. I never thought it was like a cartoon. So, anyways, yeah, I really like cartoons, so that's something I picked up. Now this was sealed, or no, it's not sealed. This is Demi Moore, The Seventh Sign. I don't have the movie. It's just kind of like more along the interest of my kind of movies. I've never seen it. I don't know if it's good, but Demi Moore, and it's a nice copy. Let's see, is it Dolby? So it's hi-fi stereo again. So what does that mean? Hi-fi stereo? It means that it's going to be on the fastest speed, decent quality tape. And then it's just in stereo. So let's see if it is stereo or Dolby. Okay, so this isn't Dolby, but the Dolby here is here. So this will have all the Dolby Pro Logic channels. So obviously you guys like the books of the Bible and all these whatever books. I've read the Bible. You know, I've read the Quran. You know, I've read a lot of different religions, the books of the religions complete. So anyways, the Dead Sea Scrolls kind of fall under that too. So anyways, I found this tape about the Dead Sea Scrolls. These are all $1, and this is sealed. This has never been opened. So this is just something that came on the Discovery Channel. What's cool about this stuff is some of it might be online on YouTube, but more likely it's not. And then these programs, they don't play them anymore, is what I'm saying. So I got this movie. I just never heard of it. It was $1, and I don't have it. Okay, and it looks lighthearted. I read the back. Okay, I love reading the descriptions of movies. Okay, and they said this was like lighthearted family movie, so I like that kind of shit sometimes. So it was $1. I can't say I'll watch it all the time, but I'm going to watch it once to see what it is. Now, this was the last one. I got this sealed, too. This was one that they just put out. I was in the store for like an hour, and they put this out. And it's October Sky. And here, I got a copy of this movie already. I watched it. But this is sealed. So I got a sealed copy of it now. And the thing about it is I read this book, too. And I remember I got this. The book was through those like Scholastic catalogs. I can't say the book was really that good. Actually, I like the movie more than the book. That's the truth. And I don't really know why I like this movie so much, because it's really not my kind of movie. It's kind of like just a spoken drama type of movie. But I've always thought it was a really good movie. So I'm glad to have the sealed copy of it. Okay? So I'll leave those there. And so my chicken is starting to smell really good. Okay, I can smell it cooking. And the idea right now is I got it cooking. I might even lower the heat, but I got it cooking only on 300 degrees. And then skin up. I'm not going to flip it or anything. Like you saw how I had it. You know, the way that it moves, the heat and the orange juice is going to infuse upwards into the skins and into the breast of the chicken. Anyways, what I'm saying, and then I'll broil it at the end on a really high thing to crisp up the skin. So look, this is cool as shit because one, you guys know I thrifted a Wii, okay, and I got the Wii that has the GameCube ports. Anyways, I paid $4 for this, and this is some GameCube to PC USBs, and these only have 2, but this will allow me to still do 4 players. But I'll just play for myself, so that's cool. I was really happy to get that because these are kind of like $10 each. You know, it's like $20. You know, and I mean they look in great condition. Okay, I don't know how compatible they are because I was reading that I guess if you don't have like a licensed Nintendo one, there's like lag or something. Anyways, I'll find out. The next thing, which maybe is probably absolutely useless to you guys, but I would say out of all CDs, these are the hardest to find. Okay, let me see if I got some other ones. I believe I have some other ones. Yeah, okay. So now I got 2 unopened packs, okay, of CD-RWs, okay, and this is because I intend to have a whole album for my car with music that I have burned, and I did this in the past, but it was just so expensive. But this is the way I like to do it, is because I like to change my songs, change my CDs. So the CD-RWs allow me to burn my own. You know, this is like burning your mixtape. I like burning CDs. Okay, I love burning CDs. Okay, I love making my playlist, putting all the songs on there, and like seeing how close you can get it to 80 minutes, and then each CD is an experience. You know, I imagine everybody who's putting their own music on a tape or thing, anyways. But I like doing that, and that's what has been lost in music now, especially with all this streaming crap. Someone just replied to me on a System of a Down again. Like, I'm a huge fucking System of a Down fan. Okay, whatever. But that they just released like some of their earliest music like only a couple years ago, like as far as officially on their YouTube. So someone was like, it sounds like lo-fi and like bangy, and I'm like, that's the compression issue, especially with drums and cymbals. That is what's most apparent when in all these streaming things, when it's essentially not lossless. Okay, if you have a lossless codec, you know, it's, even a lossless codec, that's why they don't do it, because the file is still going to be really fucking big. But essentially what I'm saying is, like, you just want that raw WAV file from the CD, and if you listen to that raw WAV file, it sounds completely fucking different than what's streaming on any fucking service. Okay, I'm not even gonna get into that, but I'm saying that's why I do my own shit. That's why I prefer CDs, prefer tapes, and prefer to do my own shit like this, because I don't fucking stream. I don't pay for one fucking streaming service, and I don't intend to ever. Okay, so anyways, but yeah, so I get these are. So the thing about these TDKs, these are really fucking slow. These are 4x, and I'm just saying, if you guys never burned a CD when they first came out on 1 or 2x. That was some shit where you would make your CD and you made sure everything was right, and you made sure your dog was put up, you made sure your cat was put up, you made sure no one was going to vacuum, no one was running around the house, no kids were in the house, nothing, because any little bump was going to mess your CD up, okay? And it's got to be messed up. It's got to be for like 40 minutes. That's how long on like 2x it took to burn a CD. So you put that on and you say burn, and you go eat dinner. That's what I did, you know, and then hopefully come back up and okay, our desktop was on a table, and it was real sturdy, so I didn't have to worry about that. But anyways, if you were working on the desk, you had to make sure that you weren't bumping it or being, you know, if you left the desk, you were good. So anyways, what I'm saying, these are only 4x, while these are 16x RWs. So that's a huge difference. And just go look how much RWs, 25-pack RWs, a fast speed RWs are right now. So this was kind of an impulse buy, but I intend to use it. Green is one of my favorite colors, and I intend to use it here now with my streaming, so that now when you guys look in my camera, you know, I didn't put a battery in there to test it, but it looks clean back here. This was a $4. Looks clean. It looks like it works. And it takes a AA. So anyways, but I like having the dates. I'm telling you, like, I really need that. So today's the 12th. We're gonna put on the 12th. Today's Friday, right? We'll put on Friday. Oops, I messed up a little bit. Okay, so Friday the 12th. So it can be in my videos now, and now it's like very visual in my videos. You know, like what day and times is that? Like I really want you guys to be able to see this. I want that to be in the frame. Cool. So I got that. Okay, so like I said, I'm gonna be upping my streaming. I had no idea what this shit was. Like, you know, I'm not into all this streaming stuff. They wanted $7 for this, and I looked this up and I was like, oh, this shit's brand new. Okay, this shit was money right here. Okay, it looks like it's been open. Okay, I got an extra lightning cord. Okay, I got an extra USB-C to lightning cord, okay? It's a A8 smart video recorder, and this is what I was saying, that will make my live streaming coverage all the more better, whatever. So I don't even know what this shit is, but look, I'm supposed to be able to like hook this shit up to like my collar now and like record shit. I don't know how this hooks up, but we're gonna... Anyways, I'm gonna learn how to use this shit, and hopefully it works and it's decent. And you know, I can walk around and be streaming and stuff. I don't know how. I guess this is how people are doing stuff on TikTok. I got to see what people do with this shit. But I looked it up, and these were like really fucking expensive. And so I was like, man, hell yeah, I'm gonna try this shit out. I gotta say the build quality of this feels pretty shitty. This no joke feels like a piece of crap. These were like rated all like at like 50 to like $150. This feels like it should be $4. Okay, this feels like one of those chrome sticks or those, you know, fire sticks that you're putting in your television. It's exactly what it feels like. Anyways, so when I get that shit working or something, or try to figure it out, you know, you guys will be sure to see me try to use that shit. Okay? So I'm gonna throw this away. Okay, now for the piece de resistance, and this is what I'm saying. This is all the shit that they just like started putting out while I was just walking around the store. So this is a sealed Casper, okay? And it's got a couple episodes. You know, this is the stuff I like. I like Casper, Scooby-Doo's, and like I said, the by the way, Fatso and his uncles. This is what I love about the show so much. Actually, is his uncles. They're always being so fucking mean to Casper, and Casper is just such a pushover. And his uncles are like, "Go do this," and Casper's like, "Okay." It's like, Casper, go lock yourself in that. If you guys watch the Casper movie with the humans, it's like they tell him to go lock himself like in this thing, and that's why he's locked for 100 years or whatever in this cabinet, because his uncle's told him to go lock himself. And it's like only until the girl like hears him yelling, or I don't forget how the movie starts. It's a really good, one of my favorite movies, by the way. Does Casper get out, because he's that much of a fucking, he's like Butters from South Park. And anyways, again, I love his uncles. That's why I fucking love this show. And what I'm getting at is you know, Casper, the friendly ghost, in his earliest episodes, like I'm talking about the old ass ones. I'm not sure if his uncles are in there, but like it's in these episodes where he becomes like a real pussy, and this is where I think the shit is fucking hilarious. So, you know, this shit really is fucking hilarious. I love this show. It never ceases to make me laugh at how fucking lame fucking Casper is. So, anyways, I'm real happy to open this. This has never been opened. I'm definitely gonna open this. And what I was saying, during Samurai Pizza Cats in those mornings when I'm talking about for school, Casper would be the first show. It was always the first. It was always Casper, Rocky the Bullwinkle, or Popeye. And then after that, it was Samurai Pizza Cats. So anyways, so now to the games, okay? So now since I have an Xbox 360, I can look out for Xbox 360 games, okay? And they put this one out at the very end, okay? This requires Kinect, but it's a SpongeBob game, okay? They wanted $4 for this. You know, and so I looked up all the prices, and I'll just say I generally I came out on top, not having to pay the shipping. Okay, to keep buying these and not having to pay the shipping. So, and they usually have shitty games. Okay, the games that it's just I'm just being straight up. The games that nobody ever fucking wants are sports games, especially fucking football games. Madden 19, Madden 20, Madden 21, Madden 22, Madden 23, Madden 24. That's the shit nobody ever fucking wants. NBA 2K, because the next year that's the one people want. Okay, that's the reason. So that's why that. Anyways, I guess that's how those franchises work. Okay, unlike real games, they have value every time you play them. You enjoy them, just like a good book or a good piece of music. You always get that same. It doesn't diminish the value that like a good piece of music gives you. Okay, and that's what I'm saying. That's sports games. No, the bodybuilding below my left foot. Eagles below my left foot. Okay, and so I got that SpongeBob game. They put that out last minute. Okay, I got this Batman game. Okay, yeah, I like fucking Batman, and I never heard about this shit, but for $6, hey man, I'm gonna see what this shit's about. Because again, I've never played any of these games. This is like completely out of my thing. Now I saw this one needs to connect. This one just looks fucking cool. I think I'm gonna really enjoy this one. Gunstringer. They wanted $3.99 for this one. So you'll see that they wanted slightly different prices for these games. And some of the games are really dirty. I'll say none of them are scratched, but they're dirty, okay? And they really do need. Now these are the two last ones. Now I think I've got a deal on these. I got Call of Duty Ghost and Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, which okay, I have a Steam account. The only game I've ever bought on Steam is the very first Call of Duty, okay, and I still have access to it and everything. And as far as Call of Duty, that is the only Call of Duty I've ever played. So I'm just saying this is going to be an enormous fucking upgrade. I had to read up what these are. So you know, if you didn't know, I'll tell you. Like from what I learned, this is like the ending of the story. And this is like an add-on, like a new campaign, okay? And both games offer quite a different type of gameplay or something with multiplayer or something like that. Anyways, but I'm most happy to play this one. So, because I do like Call of Duty type of game. I suck at it, but I do like the game, okay? Okay, so lastly, if you guys saw, I'll bring it here. So you guys know I'm trying to do, I have a retro theater and a retro setup in my garage for the piano in there. So you can see that this has these things where I forget how many, it holds like 50 something CDs. So this is made to be put on the wall. I'll just say I prefer to have these things, especially with CDs, on the wall, because every other type of CD stand, I'll just say I have a couple CD stands that stand up like in my bedroom. But what I'm saying is those always take up space, or they always take up space among your shelf or whatever you're putting it on. So being able to put it on the wall, one, I just think looks fucking cooler, and it saves a lot of space. So anyways, this is what I originally had intended. I might still put it out there. I don't know what I'm going to do with this, because I might put it in my basement. I might put it in my attic, because again, I'm going to have another retro theater, or at least not so complete with the 5.1, but still a TV and two speakers and a sub for when I'm working out in my attic. So I might put this in the attic. So what I'm saying is I just like this one better. I like this one better. I picked this one up. It was kind of expensive, but I was like, man, it's fucking solid and it looks good. And I'm gonna go over with Old English polish and clean the wood up and everything, which I just went out and bought all this wood polish. I'm like kind of been obsessed with like wood polish and wood conditioning stuff lately now. So, anyways, I like this one because the other one was angled. This was just completely straight. Also, this has rooms for the box sets on the edges. That is so cool. I love that. It's just a wonderful touch, because I cannot stand the CD holders that are always the same size. Then you're always having to put single CDs in here. Anyways, but this one allows you to put a number of box sets. So I'm like, man, I want to actually fill that up. That would be so cool to have box sets all up on all four sides, and then the CDs in the middle. And this is made to be on the wall too. I think this will just look better in my garage, you know. So that's I picked this one up. So I think it holds 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So it holds like 85 CDs or something like that. Maybe it holds more than 90 if you count these. 100 if you count these or something. It looks like 100 if you were to count these. So let me see. So I got now. This is the biggest thing, and this is what I'm trying to say. This is just you have to keep fucking walking around the store. Once they had this out, I was like, all right, I gotta go. But the guy literally had this on the cart. They had this like those huge pallet carts they're pushing around the store to that they bring from the back. That's what I'm saying. This store is crazy. Like a Goodwill store, like you go there month and week after week, they have the same shit. This store, it's different every day. They have different shit every day. And so that's all I'm saying is I got a motherfucking steal on this now. Now I'm a little bit concerned that it's not the right size, but nevertheless, I don't fucking care. Okay, I got this guitar case, guys, $30. Okay, this is super nice. It's like brand new. It has no stickers, no stupid fucking stickers all over it. It's real nice leather. Okay, it's super fucking heavy duty. This is $30. Okay, this is really fucking heavy duty. It's got clasps on the back. Okay, and on the front. Okay, so. And it's a name brand one, okay? This is what I like about it, so this has the key and it has the bolt and I like I said, this has never been used. It has the original key and directions. So that's why I was like, oh, this is effing sweet. I got the key for the lock. And so here's the deal now. I wanted to see does this actually fit my guitars now? Because this guitar, I don't know why, it feels like it doesn't fit. Like this was made for a slightly smaller guitar or something. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, it's made for like a smaller guitar. So let's see, does it fit this one? This one's too weird of a size. Anyways, I don't know what it's supposed to fit, but anyways, I'm glad I got it. You know, and when I get the instrument that'll fit in it. It's like a child's guitar or something, like a 3/4 star. You guys gotta tell me I'm not a guitar dude. Now or I'll go look it up. Let me see here. Is it a banjo or something? Oh crap. God, I just locked it. Oh my God, I just locked it, guys. Anyways, this is gonna take a long effing time to open this lock, okay? And it's not happening now, guys. I messed that up. See, that was one thing. They have so many things in there too that they sell where these are locked and you don't know the combination. So at least I know that this will open back up, okay? I just messed it up now. So anyways, yeah, that's got to be like a kid's guitar size or something. Yeah, so anyways, yeah, so that's all my third thing for today, guys. And we're gonna test out this clock now. And this will always be my screens now. I'm gonna clean up some stuff now. And I'm done. I'm watching this Batman and Robin right now. I'm gonna go check on my chicken real quick. Actually, my chicken's done. The crust is perfect. It's not burnt at all. The way it is, it's like super crispy actually. So I'm gonna continue just cooking it on a really, really low heat so that it doesn't burn, but that it crisp up. And also, so they had the same metronome there too. They wanted $3.99 for this metronome. It was the exact same metronome. And anyways, I thought it was funny. I was like, look, I don't need another metronome. They also had a Korg tuner, and it was an older one too. And I would have picked it up actually if it was a tuner that only it did not. I don't know why they did, but it didn't make any tones because all their tuners now is like they have the tuner and you can make the tone. You know what I'm saying? So, anyways, I didn't pick it up. Let me see. Oh my god. Oh my god, guys. I just want to let you guys know. Thank God. I wasn't about to go through this thing and impress this 1,000 times. I've done this with locks before, guys, where I didn't know the combination. I had to figure it out. Oh my gosh. So luckily it has not been programmed yet, and it's just zero. And it was taped. This button was taped so that it wouldn't move. Oh my gosh, just what a nightmare, guys. I was about to throw it away. That's true. I mean, F this. I just wasted $30 on this bitch. You know. So anyways, but I'm glad to have it. I'm gonna find what fits in here. Even if it's a smaller guitar, that's what I'm gonna put in here. Yeah, I do. So I will look it up. Well, here's the reason why I can't look it up, guys, because it's all in Chinese. The only thing is in English is this thing, how to set your combination. The rest is in Chinese. So that's why, like, I can't find a model number for this thing. I'll just say it's amazing that this was in here. Is it an electric guitar case? Is that what it is? Let me see. Okay, so this doesn't go in there either. This kind of fits better. While I have it out, this is my electric guitar, guys. So it's like the first time I took it out of the case in a really ass long time. But yeah, that's it. Oh my god, I'm so glad that that case opened, guys. I guess that's for a Les Paul style. Or okay, well, it is a guitar case. Okay, I do not own the guitar that fits in there, so um, that'll be something in the future, guys. I'll just say it's not happening now. I'll tell you that guitar case now is just going to be sitting in a closet for a minute. Okay. Because I'm seeing that this guitar case is at least like $200 is what it was. Nevertheless, guys, this is a really nice case. Even if I'm not even using it, the handle even feels nice. The handle's like all 100% real leather, and it's cushioned in the middle. It's just not like a hard piece of rock. It's like actually got cushion for your fingers. All the latches are like really high quality, and you got latches everywhere. Even the stitching around here is nice. This little raised part is nice too. It's just not like round. It's actually raised in a shape right here. So I'm really impressed with this case. I understand why this case is so much. I definitely want a guitar now to put in this. So I saw it was like it's some kind of electric guitar which needs to be put in here. Again, so I can just walk around and just like be like, yeah, I play this shit, you know, and never play. Just look cool with this shit. All right, so I'm peacing out now because once I start watching stuff on my TV, I'm gonna get copyrighted. So I might be back. I might be back later because it's Friday. But if I am, it'd be like after midnight.